Hello, guys. Buying a house is one thing, but what if I told you that you could pay off your mortgage faster, even on an average salary, without winning the lottery, without side hustle, or any form of support? In this video, I'm sharing practical strategies that helped me and can help you pay off your mortgage faster while saving thousands of pounds in interest. Today, I'm going to show you how to clear 30-year mortgage to just 10 to 15 years with specific strategy you can follow. Stick around, and if you're new to this channel, you're welcome. Kindly hit the subscribe button, share this video, and let's get started. Here is the thing about mortgages most people don't realize. In the early years, your payment mostly covers the interest, not the actual debt you're owing. And this is called amortization. So even though you're paying hundreds of thousands on a monthly basis, your balance barely moves. That is why overpayment matters. They hit the principal debt directly. So let me quickly explain this. Once you kickstart your mortgage payment, the money you're paying each month goes to two pots. One is the principal and the other is the interest. The principal is the actual money you're owing the lender or the bank, while the interest is simply what the bank or the lender is going to be making as interest of this mortgage. For example, if I have a mortgage that runs for 30 years, and in this mortgage, I'm owing £300,000, for instance, at 5%. So each month, I'm paying around 1,610. Now, this 1,610, whenever I make a payment at the end of the month, goes into two pots. The lender moves this money into two pots. One of the pots is the principal, while the other is the interest. And you will discover that about 1,250 goes to the interest, while only 360 goes to your principal. And mind you, the principal is your actual debt. The interest is just what the mortgage lender is going to make out of you for the whole mortgage process. So you will discover that over time, if this continues, your money, your debt is not reducing, because what you're paying off, especially at the earlier phase, is just the interest part of the whole mortgage, and less is going to your um, actual debt, which is the what, the principal. The reason why this is very critical to know is any extra payment that you're able to bring into this mortgage. Now we're looking at 1610. Before you do this, you just discuss with the lender to say, okay, I'm looking to top up to what I'm actually going to be paying each month. However, I would want this money to go to my principal and none to the interest. Assuming you're able to add, let's say, £100, £200, what you're doing indirectly is you're reducing your debt. You're also saving a lot of money in interest that you would have paid later in the whole life cycle of that mortgage. So, having discussed this, for me, it comes down to three things. One, debt reduction. I don't want to owe money, or I don't want to be indebted for as long as 30 years. Number two is interest saving. Paying early can what, save you thousands of pounds on the long run. If you do overpayment, you're going to short down the term, and if the overpayment is tailored or targeted at the principal, indirectly you're also reducing the term of the mortgage, and as well as saving on future interest that you would have incurred or paid off. Number three, peace of mind. Imagine the freedom of owning your home outright. So those are three critical factors that has motivated me, and I think it's something that should be able to motivate you as well, to see how you can reduce your mortgage as fast as possible. Remember, your mortgage or rent is probably your biggest monthly expenses. Now, just imagine the peace knowing that it's completely gone. No more payments, no more interest, no more anxiety about the rate hikes that may happen. And once your is cleared up, you are able to have cash flow coming in, and this cash flow can be redirected into other things like investment, businesses. You could go into the property ladder, invest in other areas, and you could even do stock and several other things with this money. And also, you could spend good time with your family, have fun, go on vacation without fear of anything or worries. So, that peace of mind, I would say, is very, very critical and important. For me, owning my home outright feels like true security because that is when you start building wealth, since the biggest drain of your income has disappeared. Just a quick question. If you had a choice, would you rather pay off your mortgage early for peace of mind, or keep this money, or use it for other goals? Kindly drop your comment. I will happily respond. I'll be happy to see your thoughts on this. So let's jump into strategies to reduce your mortgage term and save on interest. My first strategy was switching to bi-weekly payments. And in this switch, instead of me paying 12 full months in a year, I make 26 half payments. And through this, I was able to sneak in one extra month of payment at the end of each year without even feeling it at all. With this approach, over time, you can save 4 to 5 years of your mortgage term. For instance, a 300K mortgage for 30 years, you are expected to pay about 1,610 monthly. However, if you're able to switch it to paying 805 bi-weekly, what this simply means is in 26 transactions, you're going to be paying 805, and that will give you 20,930. While if you had maintained the normal payment of 1610 in 1 year, you'll be looking at 19,320. Here you can see the differences. It's really massive. It's really giving as much as 1 month, which can shave off a lot of years on the long run out of your mortgage term. It's important to note that not all lenders officially allows bi-weekly payment. So it's always good to check with yours before going for this. Alternatively, you can actually make 13 monthly payments a year, and it simply has the same effect of this bi-weekly. Additionally, it's important to inform your lender that any extra payment is going towards your principal and not the interest, because with that you are reducing your debt directly and not just the interest. A quick question: have you ever tried making extra payment in your mortgage, even if it's a small one? Kindly let us know in the comments. The second strategy is overpayment and lump sum. I started with extra £100 a month, and that went straight to the principal. On top of that, whenever I get any extra bonus, any tax refund, what I do is I simply throw that money into my mortgage. So a lump sum of 3,000 can save you more than 6,000 in interest in the future. It's important to note that most lenders in the UK only allow 10% or less of your balance per year. So going above this might hit you with early repayment charges. Here is a quick demo of how repayment works in real life. All you need to do is go online. There are lots of apps you can use out there. All you need to do is simply enter your current mortgage amount, enter what you're paying at the end of each month, For this demo sake, I'm going to be using 300,000 as the money I'm owing, and at the end of each month, I usually pay 1,610. I'm going to enter that, and we are going to quickly have a quick tweak around this to see how it works. First of all, let's see what £100, extra £100 a month can result in. As you can see, there's a drastic result, reduction in the mortgage term to 4 years plus. Look at the huge saving in interest. Let's change to £200. Let's see what will happen. Remember, we're dealing with 30 years. You'll discover that we're going to have 6 years, good 6 years and 11 months earlier for us to complete this mortgage term. That's one changes. So, and the best part of this, and the best part is, it's going to also show you an overview of your current mortgage status with overpayment and without overpayment. That will show you the trend and see the pattern on how much the overpayment is adding value to the overall mortgage. You're also going to see the saving in interest and etc. Another game changer is offset mortgages. This links your savings directly to your mortgages. So every pounds you have in savings reduces the interest you will be charged daily on your mortgage. So for example, if I have 10,000 sitting in my savings, that could shave off nearly 2 years of payments in interest. So another strategy I would quickly talk about is remortgaging. This is particularly a strategy you can use when your fixed deal is coming to an end. For instance, you're on a deal that runs for 5 years at 5.5% when you started your mortgage, for example, and towards the end of this fixed term or fixed period, it's important you also go online, search for better deal in terms of percentage that are better than what you currently have. And with that, you could get a better deal that will reduce your mortgage interest, let's say from 5.5 to let's say 4.2%. And if you're able to achieve this will help you free up some money. Let's say an average of £180 is freed up because you're able to get a better interest. That will free up, let's say, £180, for example, a month. And this £180 is now redirected to your overpayment, and indirectly this will help you save a lot in terms of time, mortgage term reduction, and as well as saving you lots of pounds in the interest that you would have paid in the future. You can actually watch a previous video that I did about mortgages. There you would find very detailed information about remortgaging strategies. If you look at the link to this video description, you will see link to that video. I will encourage you to watch it. Very insightful. There's a lot to learn from that. I just want to share some practical tips to have in mind whenever you're going for remortgaging. Start searching as early as possible, preferably 6 months before the end of your current contract. You try to search for better deals. Don't just look at, in searching for better deals, don't just look at interest rate only. Also look at the chances of reducing your mortgage term as you search. Yeah, a lot of comparison sites you could look out for. You can check the Money Supermarket and lots of other sites. And with that, you're able to be sure that you're getting the very best deal. Alternatively, you can engage with an advisor, a mortgage advisor that has a wide pool of lenders, and that will give you that wide options to get a better deal on your mortgage. Don't just rely on the current lender and roll off to the next phase of your mortgage side. Just a quick question. When last did you check if your mortgage deal was still the best one. Let's put all we have been discussing into real numbers. For example, I have a mortgage 300,000 at 5% for 30 years. The standard repayment for that mortgage is 1610. And with these simple tweaks of switching to 805 every 2 weeks and also adding extra £200 at the end of each month as overpayment going to the principal, and as well as considering having a lump sum of extra £3,000 being paid on a yearly basis, could result in a huge cut in your mortgage, and that can reduce your mortgage term by as much as 20 years. And aside that, it will save you £100,000 in interest in the future. So you can see it's very practical. It's something that is doable. It just entails planning. You could cut your mortgage term by 20 years and save £100,000 in interest. So it's all about being intentional, is being strategic. Any extra income you're getting, you're adding it to your overpayment, and as well as any lump sum that comes in at any point, you also add it to this mortgage, and indirectly this will help you in the long run. But it's important to note that there's a 10% cap you cannot exceed. That's why you need to have a way of tracking your mortgage. You have to be tracking your overpayment and be tracking everything effectively. You could do that using various platforms. You can use an Excel tracker, or you could use the Monzo app. It has a way of just giving you a quick summary of what the status of your mortgage look like, so that you can track accordingly. Of course, all this will only work if you make space in your budget for more. It's not about sacrifice, but priorities. I cancelled, in my case, I cancelled unused subscription. I try as much as I can for us to meal prep and cook at home. That has saved us a lot of money. You can also go extra mile to explore having a side hustle, freelancing. Try to monetize your skills. You have a lot of skills, monetize your skills so as to increase your income, and indirectly that would help you fast track paying up your mortgages real quick. Another option you could look at is selling off unused items. We have various platforms you can use to sell items you no longer use. We have the Vinted, we have the Facebook Market, eBay. Anything you don't use, you sell them off, and this money you put it back into your mortgage. But it's important to note that the biggest shift is mindset. I treat overpayment like a bill, a non-negotiable bill. What it means is any extra money coming in, even if it's tax return, it's going into my mortgage. Any slight improvement in my income, everything is going to my mortgage as overpayment. So tell me, what's one expenses you could cut or side hustle you could try in order to free up cash and increase your income? Drop it in the comments. If you are staring at your mortgage or feeling stuck, this simple and consistent step I shared could change a lot. Drop your mortgage payoff goal in the comments. Let's build a community around this. And if you're new here, kindly hit the subscribe button, drop your comment, share this video, and if you have any question, kindly drop it in the comment. I would happily respond. Thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one.